Welcome to this deep dive. We're looking today at one of those really persistent, just frustrating everyday problems, the ones that somehow stick around,
Yeah.
despite all the amazing tech leaks we've made. And, well, if you're anything like me, right near the top of that list is traffic, just soul-crushing traffic. I mean, last year alone, the average driver right here in the U.S. lost an astonishing 43 hours just stuck in congestion.
43 hours. That's
Yeah, that's basically a whole work week.
Yep.
Gone. And it costs, too, about, what, $771 per driver
mm-hmm.
in lost time. Fuel.
It really adds up.
That's a massive drain
Yeah.
on your time, your patience, frankly, and the whole economy. And look, this is where it gets kind of weird, right, this paradox. We have AI now that can read license plates, track vehicles super precisely, even figure out why traffic jams happen.
Yeah, the capabilities there.
So why on earth haven't these problems been solved yet? Why are we still sitting in jams?
That is exactly the question we're digging into today. That's our mission, really, to explore this frustrating gap between what the technology can do and what's actually happening, on our roads. We'll unpack why it's not quite as simple as just plugging in some AI. There are some surprising hurdles. But then, importantly, we'll look at the huge potential, the very real benefits we could see if these systems are rolled out the right way.
Yeah, because it feels like it should be simple.
Yeah.
AI sees traffic, AI fixes traffic.
Right.
Done.
Seems logical.
But clearly not. It's so
Yes.
persistent. So what's the biggest reason? Why isn't this just a quick tech fix?
Well, I think what's really insightful, or maybe frustrating, is that traffic isn't just a technology problem. At its core, it's a systemic challenge. We sometimes call it a patchwork
It's a
problem.
patchwork problem, okay.
Yeah, the basic technology, the AI, it exists. But the reasons we're lagging behind, they're more about fragmented governance, old infrastructure, and honestly, a public trust issue that we haven't quite figured out how to bridge yet.
Ah, okay. Break that down a bit. Fragmented governance.
Think about it. In any given city, you often have a whole bunch of different agencies managing different parts of the road network, maybe city, county, state.
Right. All separate.
Exactly. And they often don't share data very well or coordinate effectively. It's a patchwork.
Okay, that makes sense. And the infrastructure.
Well, a lot of our physical roads, the traffic light systems, they're just old. They weren't built for today's traffic volumes, let alone smart systems. They create these physical bottlenecks that, AI on its own just can't magically fix. It needs the physical upgrade, too.
And the trust issue. You mentioned privacy.
Yeah, that's a big one, especially when you talk about things like license plate recognition, ALPR. There have been issues in the past, data leaks, concerns about surveillance, and that creates real hesitancy, both from the public and from officials, and frankly, some legitimate security gaps we need to address.
Okay, so the tech's ready, but the coordination, the infrastructure, the trust, that's where the real bottleneck is.
That's pretty much it. The implementation is lagging way behind the potential.
So, okay, if those are the barriers holding us back,
Yeah.
it does sound like we're maybe on the verge of something big if we can tackle those issues.
Sure.
Because, I mean, despite all that, the potential for AI to actually solve these traffic headaches, it's still massive, right?
Oh, absolutely. Huge potential. AI-powered traffic management, used alongside things like automated license plate recognition, ALPR. It really can actively manage and smooth out traffic flow.
How does that work in practice?
Well, think bigger picture for a second. AI can look at live traffic data, and yeah, that includes license plate data used responsibly, of course, and it can use that info to dynamically adjust traffic signals, like second by second, optimizing the flow based on what's actually happening right then.
Instead of just fixed timers.
Exactly. And studies, recent ones from 2025, are showing that these AI-driven adaptive lights, they can cut peak travel times by over 10%.
Wow, okay, 10%, that's not trivial.
Not at all. And there's more. These smart algorithms, they can spot potential jams forming, maybe because of a violation or an incident, and proactively reroute vehicles before things grind to a halt.
Preventative.
Precisely. And then there's this next level tech, vehicle to everything, or V2X.
V2X.
Yeah, basically systems where cars can talk to traffic signals, to other cars, to the infrastructure. AI plus V2X means everything shares data seamlessly. You can anticipate road conditions way faster, which means better safety and better efficiency.
So the license plate data becomes part of this bigger, smarter system.
Exactly. When it's integrated responsibly, it's not just about catching speeders. It becomes a really valuable piece of the puzzle for making roads smarter and smoother. It shifts from just enforcement to active optimization.
Okay, that does sound like a major step up, moving from just, managing the mess to actually optimizing the flow.
Yeah.
But let's bring it back to the listener. For you listening right now, maybe stuck in traffic, what's actually in it for you if we manage to integrate this AI, this plate recognition stuff, properly for traffic management?
Right.
How does this really translate into, tangible benefits in your daily life, your commute?
Right. The what's in it for me question. And the benefits are pretty significant, actually. First off, quite simply, you get your time back as a commuter.
Time back, okay.
Yeah. Remember that 10% reduction in travel time during peak hours we mentioned? With adaptive traffic management, using AI and that real-time data.
That 43 hours lost per year?
Exactly. Imagine getting a chunk of that back. That's potentially hours every month, maybe even every week for some people.
That's huge. Less stress, more time for anything else.
Absolutely. It's not just shaving off a few minutes. It's about reclaiming a significant part of your life from the commute grind.
Okay, what else?
Well, safety gets a big boost too. Smarter enforcement, sure, but also faster incident detection and response. Fewer accidents, safer roads overall. Some cities that are already piloting these kinds of systems, they're reporting a, quote, notable drop in collisions and traffic violations. So it's not just theoretical.
Safer roads, less time wasted.
Yeah.
What about the environment?
Ah, yes. Big impact there, too. Smoother traffic flow means less stop and go, less idling.
Right. Cars just sitting there pumping out fumes.
Exactly. So significantly cutting emissions, especially things like fine particulate matter. That means better air quality, which is a huge win for public health, especially in cities. Good for us, good for the planet.
Okay, but what about the privacy angle? You mentioned the concerns earlier. That's still a big deal for people.
It is, and rightly so. It's a really important consideration. But the good news is there's a lot more focus now on building these systems responsibly. We're seeing new regulations emerging. And crucially, system design is getting smarter, things like data anonymization, really strict limits on how the data can be used, regular audits. The goal is shifting towards ensuring the focus stays squarely on public good, like optimizing traffic flow, and not on enabling, mass surveillance. It's about safeguards.
So it sounds like the promise is definitely there. But getting there, it's not just about flipping an AI switch. It's about tackling these deeper systemic issues, the coordination, the infrastructure, the trust, to actually deliver that win-win: faster commutes, safer roads, cleaner air, better cities, basically, if this is adopted smartly, with those safeguards baked in from the start.
That sums it up perfectly. It's about smart, responsible implementation. And actually, what's particularly striking when you look globally, the U.S. is kind of falling behind on this.
Really? How so?
Well, Europe, for example, is already moving towards standardizing ALPR systems across different countries. There was a big EU report back in 2021 laying out how to do this, how to make these systems work together seamlessly across borders.
Ah, so they're thinking continent-wide.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, here in the U.S., we're often still stuck in that patchwork approach you mentioned. City by city, state by state, everyone doing their own thing, often with incompatible systems.
So we're lagging behind on the coordination front, not just the tech rollout itself.
Precisely. It hampers the potential benefits significantly.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we see the clear benefits. The technology fundamentally is there. We even see other parts of the world making strides. So the final thought maybe for our listeners is, what specific steps need to happen now from policymakers, from local communities, even from us as individuals? What's needed to really commit to deploying this AI smartly for our roads? And finally unlock those benefits: less traffic, safer streets, cleaner air for everyone. What's the path forward? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.